Today we are installing a Door-lux enclosure for an EZGO TXT and TXT48. We're going to be using a TXT for this video.
Do it yourself, do it yourself, do it yourself, it's the one-stop shop for installing hard parts.
These are the tools we'll be using today. Here are the parts included with your kit for the installation. We're going to start this project by drilling out the rocker panel rivets. There is one located in the back and one in the front. Once both of the rivets are drilled out, we are going to mount our rocker panel bracket. Be sure when you are installing the bracket that you have the wide end towards the rear of the cart. We are going to be using the supplied hardware to secure it to the cart. Repeat this on the other side. For our next step, we will be installing the driver and passenger side header. We will be using the stock bolts from the sun top to secure the headers. Start by removing the nuts and washers and placing the header in the proper orientation. Reinstall the washer and nut. Repeat this on each of the corners. When you're installing the second header, it's easiest if you connect the two brackets first, then bolt the second header to the sun top. Now we will be installing the door posts. The front posts are bare and the rear posts have a hinge connection. We are going to start by using the supplied bolts, washers, and lock nuts and install them loosely. Once you have the hardware installed, we will use the forks of the post to hang the post in place. Be sure that the forks for all of the posts point towards the back of the cart. When you have the post in position, go ahead and tighten the assembly to keep it from falling, but not too tight where we can't position the lower end of the post. With the top secure, move to the bottom of the post and secure the post to the rocker mount. Again, when you are securing the hardware, be sure to keep the assembly loose enough to make adjustments. You are going to repeat this for all of the posts. Next, we are going to be truing up the post. Mount the door frame to the rear post. This will give us a reference point. Tighten the rear post to keep it locked in place. Next, we will align the front post to be plumb with the door frame. Once it's in position, go ahead and tighten it into place. While we have the frame still exposed, we are going to be installing the Velcro to the headers. Starting with taping the outer back half, we are going to use the thinner Velcro tape and run it from the rear driver's side post to the rear passenger post. Next, starting on the driver's side front header, we are going to run the thin Velcro along the inside of the headers and cut the Velcro when we are obstructed by a nut. You will continue this until the whole header has Velcro. We are going to be installing the panels now. Starting with the front panel, we are going to wrap the front zipper around the cart's front upright. Next, we are going to wrap the back of the front panel around the front post and use the small zipper to secure the panel in place. For the back panel, we are going to wrap the front of the panel around the rear post and use the zipper to hold it in place. Then we will Velcro it to the header. Next, we will cut a strip of Velcro to keep a weather seal around the handle. For the rear panel, we are going to start on the driver's side of the cart and Velcro it across the back of the header. Once it's in a satisfactory position, we are going to zip the rear panel to the rear side panels. Next, we will attach the lower flap that wraps around the sweater basket. It is held in place by Velcro. We are going to use the supplied Velcro to stick the top of the flap to the seat back to keep a weather seal. Next, we will wrap the door panel around the door frame. Once you have your frame wrapped, install it on the cart. Now we are going to move into the inside of the cart and install the weather seal. Starting on the passenger side, we are going to be lining the Velcro of the weather seal with the Velcro on the inside of the header. To install the doorstop, we are first going to install the ball joint half first. We are going to use the supplied bolts, washers, and lock nuts to mount it to the rocker mount. Keep the assembly loose for adjustments. Next, we are going to be placing the socket onto the ball joint. When it is in position, open the door and line the hole of the socket with the door bracket. Once you have it in position, punch through the door panel. With the hole punched, you can now install the socket to the door bracket. Lastly, we will now connect the socket and ball joint by opening the door. When they are connected, you can secure the ball joint's hardware. For our last step, we are going to be installing the door handles. We are going to start by putting the plastic washer on the male handle, then we are going to put another plastic washer and finally screw the female handle onto the male. We recommend using some Loctite on this assembly to keep it from ever coming loose. You have now completed the installation of your Door-lux enclosure. If you have purchased the optional club protector, please continue watching. This is an optional add-on that you can order for your cart. To start off the installation, we will be mounting the club protector C-channel to the sun top. We will mark 3 points on the C-channel, one on each side and one in the center. Next, punch and drill out the points you marked. Now that our holes have been pre-drilled, we will mount the channel to the sun top with self-tapping screws. Be sure to point the opening of the C-channel out towards the back of the golf cart. Next, we will be installing the lower bracket. It will be bolted into the existing holes that the sweater basket has. We will be replacing the existing hardware with longer bolts and spacers to accommodate the bracket. With the bracket installed, we will be attaching the frame of the bag cover. The long end goes towards the bottom and gets held into place by a pin. Now that we have the frame installed, we will be installing the cover. Start by sliding the bead at the top of the cover into the C-channel. Once that is in position, wrap the cover around the frame. Inside the cover are snaps that will wrap around the frame to keep the parts linked. Go around the inside and button all the snaps around the frame. Once that is done, we will run the locking pin through the corner grommets of the bag cover. And you are now done with the installation of your bag cover.
Don't forget to like and subscribe, and for all your golf cart parts accessories, check out DIYgolfcart.com and make sure to check out our other videos.